To be alive, and well, it's easier than you think. It's not hard to be alive and healthy if you can understand how the life process works. One source of inspiration was an experiment by a fellow named Jean-Baptiste van Helmont back in the 1600s. He was among the people resurrecting science after the Middle Ages. He was studying life in what is now the Netherlands. He did an experiment where he took a branch from a willow tree that weighed 5 pounds. He took a bunch of soil, dried it bone dry in an oven, and put exactly 200 pounds in a big pot. He pushed the branch into the soil, packed it down, and covered the pot with perforated metal so the air could circulate, but dust wouldn't settle on the soil. Then he watered it with rainwater or distilled water. It got nothing but pure water for 5 years. The branch put down roots and grew up into a bush. At the end of 5 years, he took the bush, separated it from the soil, weighed it, and found that it had grown to 169 pounds. Then he dried the soil bone dry again, weighed it, and found that it had lost less than 2 ounces. So 164 pounds of growth from less than 2 ounces of soil. The rest was carbon from the air, oxygen and hydrogen from air and water. Most of life is a gas. I mean that in 2 ways. From the context of the story, most of the physical substances that make up our bodies float freely in the atmosphere, almost everywhere on Earth. These are not scarce resources. They are always available as they cycle endlessly. The other side of the pun is that we are facing the most serious problems that civilization has ever faced. We are in dire need of transformation, and the single most potent thing you can do to help is to enjoy yourself. If you get satisfaction from learning stuff, from making friends, sport, music, dance, helping out, appreciation, these things not only satisfy us, they actually uplift us. We are human beings, not human havings. So if we look to what we can do with our own lives for satisfaction, then what we need from the material world is not much more than substances floating in the atmosphere, and that 2 ounces from the soil. To look at how that can be managed, one idea from Buckminster Fuller is illuminating. He demonstrated it by describing a string made up of different materials, with a slip knot formed at one end. The thing about the knot, as it slides down the string, is that matter enters at one end and passes out the other. That carries on until there is absolutely nothing left in the knot that was in it when you first saw it. But it is the same knot. It exists independent of the substance that makes it up. The thing about this that's relevant to us is that, like the substance of the knot, the physical substance of our bodies is changing all the time. Most of it changes every year. In 7 years, there is practically not a trace of any of the substance you were composed of 7 years ago. But you are the same person. We are spirits enmeshed in the stuff of the earth. And if you think of all the substance that will come inside your skin and say, "This is me," from the moment of your conception to the day that you die, the total of all that substance that is you is called your long body. Every one of us has a long body. There is only a small portion of it inside your skin at any given time. Most of it is still out or back out in the environment. Every person, plant, animal, insect, every living thing draws on the same biomass to build our physical forms. Our long bodies intermingle. So one of the first things we need to do as a mature species is get toilet trained. It is totally unacceptable to take things that are dangerous to life and to release them into the biomass from which all life draws its material substance. One key step toward sustainability is to complete the cycles of the mineral elements we need from the soil. Take the kitchen waste, the garden waste, and the human waste and compost it all. The human waste needs careful handling as it is dangerous at first, but it soon rots down into the basic soil nutrients. Feed the compost to the soil life thrives and in turn feeds the plants, which can feed animals. We either eat the plants or we eat the animals, and then those materials can be put back into the cycle. Conventional agriculture is maintained by mining large amounts of phosphorus and potassium in distant places, crushing it down and transporting it to farmers. Nitrogen fertilizer is made from natural gas. All are based on finite resources and a lot of energy. All will dwindle down over the years to come. Communities that establish full cycle nutrient management with the local soils will be able to maintain the physical substances of their bodies for as long as the sun shines. Furthermore, we can build buildings that use the heating and cooling of day and night, shade and underground rather than energy-intensive mechanical systems. Education is knowledge and goodwill. It doesn't require much material substance. Even healthcare, at the preventative level, is knowledge and goodwill. We know what it takes to be healthy. You need healthy food and comfortable shelter. You need to be active. You need to have community and friends. If we recognize those things, encourage each other, and work with nature, we can have a healthy, comfortably housed, well-fed, and educated population on a very small portion of the material and energy that it takes to keep people alive in the conventional lifestyle. And it's more fun. More fun, less stuff. That's the bottom line of the process. Live lightly, look to living for your satisfaction, and manage the material world in a way that will enable future generations to enjoy living on this wonderful planet.